Hello everyone, I'm Guillaume Ruti. I'm a solution architect at OVH Cloud, and today I have the pleasure to welcome two of our friends from Thales to talk about how we design big data solutions from the defense and civil sectors.
Hello everyone, Damien Fontanes, Data Science Team Lead reporting to the Technical Directory of Thales. My main area of expertise is to define and build our technical strategy regarding AI. This role mainly involves answering via technical expertise to many RFPs from our clients. And second of all, I'm more on the doer side, let's say, to mentor a team of 10 data scientists within Thales Services. And today I will talk to you about how we are designing and evolving our platforms to enable AI services on top of that, based on OVH Cloud.
Hello all, I'm Dimitri Tombrov. I lead the Punch team, which is basically a team in charge of designing a stack, an analytic and data science stack that we use in production on many systems, in particular in cybersecurity and IoT use cases. I work closely with the data scientist team and in particular with Damien. Very happy to be here. My focus is actually in putting these things in production. So I'm more in charge of monitoring maintainability, upgradability, and costs. And extra happy to work with OVH Cloud and to share this session with you all. Okay, so a few words about Thales. It's a really interesting situation right now. Thales has a number of use cases going from very large big data systems to a myriad of smaller size stream and batch system in the IoT, radar, military or civilian world. Basically, we have a general challenge on the revamping of applications and finding strategies to renewing and to bringing new technologies and to process all the data. So we have a very strong focus in being innovative, but in a way to solve the production system. In other words, not doing too many POCs, but bring that on real system. Of course, the clouds in general and OVH Cloud in particular is in the target for us. We use it in many ways, and we will speak about that today. But to summarize that, keep in mind that Thales is a large company with lots of use cases, and we must find a strategy to go for it in a consistent manner. Okay, so what are the challenges of data analytics today? It won't be a mystery. Let me go through the basics. First, we still struggle with not doing only POCs and MVPs, but we really work hard to make these go ultimately in production system. Although we have a lot of on-prem system from small to medium size, we also, of course, have a strategy to go to cloud. But so the not doing only POC is probably the top priority for us. Now, in order to be successful, we try to be really use case driven. We must deal with a technological zoo, of course. That zoo is changing all the time. So that brings us two problems to solve. First of all, we must capitalize on the best of these Swiss Arctic knife technologies and not to deal with an entropy of too many technologies. So that's one problem. And the other problem is basically when we put something in production, we must deal with the maintenance of that solution. And to us, Thales, it's more 5 years, 10 years, or even 35 years. So as you can imagine, in 35 years, we don't even know what will be the technological stack that will serve the use case that we put today in production. So these two are really important to us. And the last, of course, is the cost. As of today, if you read all these blogs everywhere, deploying a solution from scratch is not a real problem anymore. We are all good enough now to deploy in a matter of hours or days or weeks complex solution. The problem is still how do we do to control the cost over time? How do we monitor the system? And when I speak here of an application, it's not, of course, a simple just data center that is an almost centralized system. I have in mind a largely distributed system with data collectors everywhere on the planet that grab the data, that forward it to some data centers, And so the cost and the maintenance problem is really an end-to-end problem. So these are really the four difficult points. I expect these to be difficult for many years to come. And I will now let Damien say basically the same kind of pitch, but more related to the data science issues.
Thanks, Dimitri. So as Dimitri just explained to you our overall strategy regarding platform and data, I will try to summarize a bit what we have done this year in terms of AI development and strategy. This mainly means explaining to you where we put our effort and investment regarding the overall AI components on our product line. So first, we faced in 2019 a big lack in terms of tooling to help data scientists starting their data investigation. In Thales, we are calling that data exploration. So we then first focused and invest a huge amount of time and energy in order to enable straightforward tooling boxes, including monitor notebooks, data tracking, and model tracking within our platform that onboard AI in that. Then, once the data scientist is well onboarded via good data science tools, they need to be enabled on their work to bring their exploration phase in production. So we developed what we are calling AI-enabled services on top of OVH Cloud in order to facilitate the exploration to go in production. And last, we are investing to onboard advanced development done from our AI lab based in Montreal and Paris around the last development they did on trustability and sustainability of AI to our platform and products. This mainly means trying to adapt and adjust our platforms for trustable, ethical, and understandable AI.
The difficult point where we are at the top, you see the many different use cases that we are today tackling, some civilian, some military, and of course, as you can guess, the data from a cybersecurity platform or from a healthcare system is completely different. So we have the challenge of addressing all these use cases. Now, below, just to forget the middle layer, below we have the data on many different systems. Of course, it can be on cloud, on most often, as of today, on-prem Thales service, or even at customers' equipment or site. So what we try to do is to be very efficient at addressing these many use cases and the many data sources with a small number of people. In other words, instead of going separately to each project, we really try to have an asset, a product-oriented strategy that makes us capitalize over a few carefully identified technology. What we do basically is we go serve these projects. We send data scientists, of course, to the work of data exploration and determining the technology and the algorithm at play to extract the value of the use cases. And then we really work in the integrated manner with data engineers so as to capitalize on technological assets. These assets can be, of course, the one you all know probably, like Jupyter Notebooks or Dataiku whenever it's applicable. We also develop our internal layers so that at the end, what we obtain, and this is really what we get now after 6 years working that way, we obtain a set of well understood assets that give us a fair level of independence toward a cloud provider or toward the on-prem system. And the result of that is that we can now come from one cloud or another or on-prem and address these use cases very efficiently with a small community of data scientists and data engineers. So this is basically our strategy. And you will see in the next examples that we are going to talk about how it's really used in practice to migrate some application from one cloud to another, or from on-prem to a cloud, or vice versa.
So how does a company like Thales build their solutions on top of OVH Cloud? Well, for that, there are three main families of products. The first one is dedicated servers. So that's very simple. It's what we are most well known for. We build the servers ourselves, which means we have the full control of the value chain, and we provide the best price and perf ratio in the market. On those dedicated servers, you are like a master in your own house, and you have the ability to customize your servers. Now, we also have what we call hosted private cloud. Basically, you take dedicated hardware, servers, and on top of that, you add a layer of virtualization provided by VMware. It is all private by design. You have your own hardware, your own network, and it's our most certified perimeter. So you can have banking applications, you can have healthcare applications, and stuff like that. And now, what we call public cloud, which looks like every other cloud provider that you imagine. So on that, you have the scalability, you have the ability to automate everything, and you have a full ecosystem of products. But what if you want to have data or AI solutions that you can use, like we saw on the previous slide, like notebooks or Databricks? Well, now we also do that. So our vision on AI and big data is that there is basically workflow from storage to processing to training to serving. So our aim is to have a product at every step of this journey. So for storage, we have a solution for every kind of data. And you've probably seen that we have recently acquired OpenIO, a French company that does object storage. So we already have products, but our aim is to continually improve those products. For the processing, we have what we call a Spark as a service, which allows you to launch Spark jobs on your data without having to handle the infrastructure. On the training phase, we already have GPUs, but soon we want to provide a product that will give you data scientist tools like Jupyter Notebooks and other kind of containers to directly work on your traditional AI frameworks without having to handle all the infrastructure beneath that. And finally, when you have built your model, you want to put it in production, we have a product that allows you to auto-scale it, to make it available, to have versioning and everything done for you. But now let me give back the speech to Thales so that they can describe exactly what kind of use case they are doing with us.
Today, I'm super excited to talk to you about one of our key partners in industry, which is Poma. Poma is actually producing a cable-driven lift system. Is a partner of us since many years in Thales. Their main delivery area is around transportation, in ski station, and also in city transportation. They are actually delivering cable-driven lift system, as I told you, over the world in South America, Europe, and Asia. So what we are doing today with Poma and our partner is actually to bring transportation system into the digital area. We are today supporting Poma as a data-driven services company in order to retrieve their data from their already in use lift system, thanks to our built-in IoT sensing solution, which is called IoTalk. The IoTalk is, as you may imagine, a technology that is retrieving data from IoT sensors. You put an IoTalk sensor on a strategic lift system. Actually, here is in a Poma lift system, such as on top of a pylon where a cable is coming into, or at the cable central station, in order to retrieve valuable information from this system. So you can retrieve rotation information, position and speed metrics, temperature, etc. Since 2015, Thales helped Poma to be a data-driven company, as I told you, and thanks to our technology, now Poma is now offering IoT monitored services in order to reduce their maintenance costs via several new functionality developed on top of our IoTalk data lake based on OVH OVH Cloud instances. So I'm super excited today to talk to you about two main functionality that we develop on top of this IoT data lake. First functionality is actually automatic predictive maintenance system based on our supervised machine learning algorithm that enable to automatically detect, alert, and efficiently use predictive maintenance. And second one is the capability to develop dedicated dashboards in order to facilitate data exploration for the POMA operators. And so this is super interesting because here we are all developed this IoTalk technology on top of OVH Cloud, and now I will talk to you how we managed to use two different specific platforms based on OVH Cloud and how we work with startups. Thanks to this initiative based on both NEHS Digital Startup Healthcare Platform, which is one of our partners, and Thales capabilities to develop AI-based services, we collaborated in order to develop a tool able to automatically detect coronavirus in breast from CT scan exam. So what we have done in Thales is we developed a fully autonomous Docker-centric AI service, fully developed within our OVH Cloud instances in Thales. And then we deployed these services within NEHS own platform, which is also based in OVH Cloud instances. This platform called Nexus on NEHS side is also, as I told you, already built on top of OVH Cloud instances. This platform is offering the capability to the French hospitals to consume the Thales AI service we developed in order to accelerate COVID detection from CT scans. This functionality is particularly very interesting when no expert is ready to identify the coronavirus from the CT scans and accelerate the detection of this coronavirus. This is very interesting to highlight that here we have been able to bring two specific AI services from one OVH-based instances to another one very easily. And this highlights the compatibility of different platforms between two OVH cloud-based platforms. I will let then Dimitri talk a bit more about how we have been able to monitor two different instances, but this time between OVH Cloud and a concurrent.
All right, so let me comment on this one. This is really another very interesting story. We developed for a while an application that helps basically to detect abnormal vessels traffic. So this is an application that crunches AIS records, automatic identification system records, and that basically will help users in charge of watching the vessel traffic to detect abnormal trajectories or behaviors from ships. Now, why is it interesting? Because that application was designed on top of a concurrent cloud, using a lot of cloud-native service on top of Azure, in fact, with Databricks and Azure Data Factory features. And what is really actually interesting is that that's a major app. In other words, it's really running for a long time now. It deals with historical data, and we must deal there with all what we call in Thales the AI to production issues. How do you deal with a model? How do you know that model is not correct anymore? Why is it not correct? So a lot of monitoring, not only technical monitoring, but data science monitoring. And then how do you deal the life cycle of these models, etc. So that's interesting. The story then is that we decided to move that application completely from that competitor to OVH Cloud. And we use for that that punch asset we have. Basically, see the punch as basically a nice packaging with all the Dataiku-like or MLflow and Databricks-like features, so that we can deploy that kind of application on any cloud or even on on-prem system. To come back on the OVH Cloud exercise, it took us a few weeks to do that. So the process went smooth. That's a good sign, because we had some, let's say, adherence to real Azure cloud function, like, for example, like Azure functions. So we had to redo some of it, but it went smooth. We can now run that application on OVH Cloud. Of course, we use OVH Cloud here more like a IaaS provider so far. We do not use yet OVH Cloud more advanced services, but of course, we will leverage, for example, S3 storage or Kubernetes functionality for sure. And what I can also tell you to conclude this one is that the cost now to run and operate this operation on OVH Cloud was significantly lower. So that's interesting. I will not tell you how much lower specifically, but during that exercise, we also became more mature to control the costs, and in particular the operational costs required to run such an operation end to end and maintain it for a long time. So that's this Retex, and certainly we will use more of OVH Cloud for that kind of similar stories to migrate some of our application. The fact that OVH Cloud, of course, is French, and as you can guess, the sovereign issues is of course favorable to us, Thales, to go stronger with OVH Cloud. This slide is some sort of a quick recap of our strategy. What we do in Thales, as I just explained in the context of that maritime application, is to anyway master and be ready to leverage the technologies that will allow us to go anywhere. And basically, roughly speaking, you have two sets of technologies. The one that will be used for AI and data processing. Just as an example, MLflow is a very important and nice technology, so we completely embed it now and we can use it everywhere. And on the right side, the Kubernetes will be the number one abstraction layer that will allow us to deploy various use cases on-prem or on cloud. So now that we are equipped with that, it's a lot easier to go to cloud, and in particular OVH Cloud, and we will selectively leverage more and more managed service offered to us. Typically, the storage will be the number one, the number one we will use.
Okay, so to sum up, let me explain to you in 3 points why at OVH Cloud we are change makers. First, our industrial model allows us to provide our customers with high scalability and flexibility. Second, we comply only to French and European regulations, and we follow every security recommendations. And third, the same industrial model allows us to answer to specific needs and performance requirements from our customers. So thank you for attending this session. And now if you have any question, please come talk to us, discuss with us, and ask all of your questions. Thank you.